I used to advertise it. Hey, we can get you to make 5-10 grand a month, and then they don't get to that, and then it's their fault, and they blame us. You said we can get you to 5,
right?
And I'm like, dude, like you didn't do any work.
Yeah.
Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything.
What's up, guys? Luis here. Welcome back to another episode of Winners Only, where we talk to people who are winning at life, business, entrepreneurship, relationships, whatever the case may be. They're winning at something. Today we have on the Bolinos. Did I say that right?
Bolinos.
It's okay. You're good.
Yeah, you guys want to introduce yourselves? Say a little bit about your background.
Good.
I'm Veronique Bolino. I am 35 years old.
You shy?
I'm shy. This is my husband. I don't know. I'm a mom of 3, and
Where's the camera, by the way?
Yeah, where's the
I mean, your guys would be that one.
This one.
Oh, okay,
This one?
okay.
This one right here. Yeah.
Right here. Okay, cool.
Okay, go ahead, babe.
Hey everyone, my name's Louis. So I'm a dad. I'm married to my wife Veronique for the past how many years? 13 years.
No, we've been together 13 years.
How many
married 8 years.
Nice.
Yeah, we got 3 kids. We're living here in Las Vegas. We grew up in Los Angeles. We're running an education business and also an Amazon business.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Nice. You said Louis, and my name and your name are spelled the same, but I hate when people call me Louis. I'm Luis.
Oh.
And I don't like,
Right.
and it's like, do you care, or is it Louis or is it Luis? Because I feel like when it's Louis, it's with the Louis.
Right. My nickname's actually like Louis, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
They called him Louis Boy growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny, but yeah, it's like I like that there's a differentiator there because I don't know why I don't like Louis. Like when I hear it, I'm like, that's not my name.
Right.
Yeah.
You told me that, so.
Yeah. But Luis and Veronique.
Yes.
Okay. I always thought it was Veronica.
It's okay.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met another Veronique. It just ends in the Nique.
It's French. I'm not French. I am European and Mexican, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My
Cool.
dad wanted to name me that.
Works out, right?
Works out.
It worked out. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know how we met, Luis. I think we were both in the e-com space at one point, and I remember coming across your stuff, and then I ended up opening up a prep center. You ended up sending me a lot of your clients, and then we kind of started, talking a little bit more in the last year. And then funny enough, I'm out of the freaking warehouse space now.
Right.
I only ended up doing that for like a year and 3 months. I was like, damn, that was so short-lived. Luckily, I'm on to other things, and it's good. It was a good learning experience. But what got you into the e-com game, and how did that happen? I feel like we all have funny stories with e-com. Like,
Right.
yeah.
How'd you get started?
Yeah. How'd you get into it?
Oh, wow. We're really, because you were flipping, right? Like back
Yeah.
in, I think like 2017, she was flipping like furniture,
Yeah.
going to Craigslist.
We were
And
in
it
LA
seemed like
still.
it was like profitable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At that time, we were in network marketing. So we were focused on that business.
Yeah.
And then one of our network marketing friends introduced us to Facebook Marketplace dropshipping,
Oh, that was
offer up
yeah.
and reselling.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of started. We dabbled into that in 2018. And then I think we got good at it.
Yeah.
We got good at reselling because we're coming from a network marketing background and we're selling.
What
like
was the
5,000
company?
Enagic. Kangen
Enagic.
Water.
King
Oh,
Water.
yeah. My dad was in that shit. I still have one of those machines.
We have it
Right.
too. Yeah.
A great product.
Dude, I need you to like help me. Sorry to cut you off. I don't know how to like get it refurbished or fit or serviced.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
actually a Kangen store in Henderson that you can take.
yeah,
it to.
I'm gonna actually because my dad's like annoyed that I'm not using it because he gave it to me and I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Anyways,
It's a great product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
so
is.
we came from that industry, like selling $5,000 products, high
Yeah.
ticket sales, face to face, and then we got introduced to e-com, selling products from Walmart, like flipping furniture,
yeah.
Yeah.
and so it was way easier, right? Versus like selling a $5,000 product. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember
Definitely.
that's how I started. Kind of how I started drop shipping because I did Amazon and then I failed at Amazon drop shipping and then I went and found Facebook drop shipping and I remember like first month I did like $5,000 net and I was
Right.
like, dude, what is going on? This is crazy. And that was like my intro to drop shipping too, like Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you realize everything is just arbitrage, right?
Mhm.
Yard
Yeah.
sales, estate sales.
Yeah.
You go to
Everything.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Amazon's the same model.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's one of the reasons. And I know you're still in it. So like maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I decided the longer and longer that I thought about it, I was like, okay, this Amazon e-com stuff is great, but unless you build your own brand and go private label, like you're always going to be kind of on this rat reel where it's like, what's the next product that I could sell for somebody, right? Because none of it's our own products. It was all other people's shit, and we're just trying to make a margin or spread on it. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, okay, this is temporary. Like, there's no way that this will last forever, and it didn't. Facebook Marketplace went to shit. Amazon dropshipping went to shit. Freaking Walmart dropshipping went to shit. Now it's like everybody and their mom went to FBA, including me, and it was cool. It's like, okay, making a little bit money FBA, but then it's like the same problems that I saw. I was like, I'm hunting these random little deals to make $20, and it's like, okay, like, what's your like long-term vision with this? Because obviously I don't think e-com's going anywhere, but it's just like I think it's going to get harder and harder because there's more sellers. Like, how do you see this e-com game? In the next 5 years, as far as maybe entry level sellers like we were. Yeah,
I think it's very scalable. I mean, the biggest Amazon arbitrage store that I know is doing like 3 million sales a year. I mean, a month.
Yeah.
And then Amazon Lit, right? Wholesale is I think 70 million a year.
Yeah. Well, my mentor freaking in the Amazon space, he was doing like 30 million a year on Amazon FBA, and it was like 80% online arbitrage, like not even wholesale.
Oh wait, oh wow.
Yeah, but it was like impressive though, because he had this whole system where like, how you go to Best Buy, you can only buy 3 sometimes, like per customer. He had this thing where he had a thing called the buyer's group. You know what manufactured spending is?
Okay.
So he had like all these people that would go buy it from Best Buy and send it to his warehouse, because it's like, so he has like this whole buyer's group. It's like it's like almost like another side business that feeds his. It's insane. I'm like, dude, to do that, like you have to have like some other mind, because it's like so many freaking processes, and I'm like, dude, it's complicated. But I'm like, I don't know if anybody else. Yeah. It's nuts, dude. But yeah, so do you see yourself doing this for like a long time? Like, what's your game?
Yeah, I think so, because I love it. I love it. We're building a VA business on the side.
Yeah, we have a VA business that he started, and we have over like 50 VAs.
Nice.
And it's not
So it
just
goes hand
for,
in hand.
Yeah, it's not just for e-com. It's also for like social media, branding, accounting, things like that.
Nice. Yeah, I did see you guys post about that, because I think I used your VA at one point. I did like a month of one of your online because I was still learning the FBA game. I was like, okay, let me just go hire a VA that knows their stuff, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, he's like building an agency of VAs. Yeah, because I mean that's ultimately I think even more scalable than the e-com stuff too, because it's like then it's just like drop servicing, right? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, because I did that when we were doing Amazon drop shipping. We had like 200 VAs in the Philippines. Do you guys ever do like a holiday? Yeah, I don't know. Like, are all your VAs in the same location? Do you know that?
No, they're different like places.
So our VAs, we had like a Christmas party, because they all lived near each other, and it was like really cool, because like we weren't there, but we got to like join in via Zoom call.
Oh, cool.
And it was like it was like a big get together. We have photos of like them all hanging out. It was cool. It was like, dude, like this is like a real thing. Like we are like changing these people's lives out there.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's nuts.
We just went and met with our partner, and he's actually living in Japan now. So we just went to Japan, and we got to meet with him after working with him for 5 years. So it was pretty cool. So
that's on my bucket list. Like one of the VAs that's been around from the beginning. Like he's been with me for 3 or 4 or 5 years now. Oh, nice. I want to go meet him. Like I'm like, dude, I want to meet you. And it's like crazy because we'll like talk every day, and like it's like I've never met this person in life. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
we'll take care of you.
Yeah,
just like fly out to the Philippines.
Yeah,
we got you.
Yeah, are you're Filipino?
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. So do you find it easier to hire Filipino VAs because you are Filipino? Do you speak Tagalog?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
like I feel like that language barrier is always like an issue sometimes.
Yeah,
especially with like editors and especially accounting and training. I'm sure. Do you train in your language?
Yeah, I do.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, training is always hard. So you train in Tagalog.
Right.
That's interesting. I don't know if I know anybody who does that. Yeah.
That's why it works, because I'm like the middleman, right, between the business owner and the VAs. And then if there's any gap in language,
you're fixing it. You fix the language barrier, because that was one of the big issues we saw. Is like we didn't have, some VAs are really smart, but they don't know the
English.
It's a different culture.
You can't train them. It was we had one VA who spoke just like perfect English, because she lived actually in the United States and then went back. So we used her as the you. She would translate for all of us and the VAs, and it was interesting. I was like, but that's kind of cool. I never thought about that. Yeah,
and they're very hard workers.
Yeah,
I would say
I think the Filipino culture is like very similar to the U.S. Like from because I've had Egyptian VAs, I've had obviously like Middle Eastern VAs. like the Filipino VAs have always been the best for me. Yeah.
We lived there for 3 months, and they're very humble, very hard workers. Like I just love the culture. And
you lived
everything.
there for 3 months?
Yeah, we took our kids because I wanted to see where he grew up and stuff.
Oh, so you grew up in the Philippines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack.
I came here as a teenager. Huh?
So there's a lot to unpack here. I didn't know that. So is that one of the reasons you think why you hired Filipino VAs? Because you're from there? Or
Well, I know a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I speak the language. I moved to the U.S. when I was 15, so
okay.
Yeah.
so I'm very Filipino. You know?
Wow, very. What's the word they say? Pinoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my ex girlfriend was half Filipino and half German, but I would eat like she taught me like their mom. I still eat a lot of Filipino food because of it.
What's your favorite?
Just chicken adobo is the
Oh, there you
easiest.
go.
Yeah, it's just so easy. It's like vinegar and like some soy sauce. It's like the
Yeah.
easiest thing and so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I guess I want to touch into that though. Like growing up in the Philippines, what brought you out here? Like, and then what got you into business? I feel like most immigrants, they get here and they're just taught to get a job and go do that. Is that what kind of happened?
Yeah, I came here with my parents as a teenager, and then I went to school. I became a nurse, which is, I guess, a usual like Filipino
For
career.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted him to be a doctor.
Okay.
Right. So I became a nurse. I worked as a nurse for 5 years, and that's how actually we
We met.
Oh.
we met at my job.
I was an
One of
intern.
my jobs.
He
Okay.
was my, I guess, teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were nurses, and then we got introduced to network marketing together too
Okay.
by her mom.
By my
Yeah.
mom.
Her mom was my upline, so you know,
Yeah.
I gotta like make moves, right?
My mom, your mother-in-law was your upline.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting way to get into MLM. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we did a business. We learned, trainings and it's personal development and sales, marketing.
Yeah.
We
Talking.
quit our nursing job. Well, not quit, but we just decided to leave our nursing jobs and like
Every 2 years.
after 2 years,
Wow.
and we started. My parents were like really supportive and helping us because we had 2 kids already at that time.
Did you guys, when you left, so like I know a lot of people who, they want to leave the job but then they're scared to. Did you guys have like a little money saved up, like a cushion of some sort? 'Cause some people just, cold turkey, they just quit. Like, but I mean, not me now. With when I did it, I got out of the military. I had a kid, and I was like, oh, I got to make sure I got a little bit of something to put away. But yeah,
We saved up.
We saved
Yeah.
up, and then we did do like odd jobs, like to support. We started doing Uber. I
Mhm.
started like doing DoorDash, whatever. We were just
Whatever
trying to
it
do
took. Mhm.
whatever it took in order for us to like support our business.
that's cool to hear because I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that because they're just too prideful. They're like, dude, like, just do what you have to do to get by
Right.
these times. And
Right.
some people are like, I don't want to go Uber. I don't want to go do that. It's like, dude, just do it. Like,
That's honestly how it helped us get a lot of our speaking skills.
yeah,
Because we're both kind of introverts in a way.
yeah,
But we started talking to people in the car.
yeah.
So it kind of helped us learn how to talk to people.
Plus knowing people too, like different cultures, different passengers, different stories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of learn how to like.
So you guys were the Uber
Good
drivers
people.
that actually engage in conversation.
I mean, not everyone, but
Yeah.
a lot.
I know sometimes it's like I'll order an Uber and I'm like, we'll see if he talks. And then sometimes it's like you literally just get in the car and he just drives and doesn't say a word.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can be that too.
Because
Yeah.
I did Uber in college and I would like try to talk to everybody. Like I would
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
where are you guys coming from? Oh, this guy's drunk or or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always like random fun conversations.
It's actually how I
Yeah.
met she's still one of my good friends today, and she's an actress in Hollywood.
Wow.
And we just like started vibing in the car, and we just started hanging out. And
Yeah.
to this day, we're still friends.
I think that's crazy. Like whenever you meet a friend who like it was like a random meetup and they end up becoming a huge part of like your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me it was like the e-com stuff. Like I met the guy that taught me e-com when I was in car sales. And I sold him a BMW 4 Series. And I remember like when I finally wanted to learn e-com, I reached out and I was like, hey, like I'm trying to learn this stuff. Remember I sold you a car? And he's like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? Long story short, we ended up being business partners. Like we ended up, and it's like
Wow.
from this little random meeting. Right?
Exactly.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Like one person will cross your like path, and it might steer your whole life in a different
Right.
direction.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that was. Have you had any of those? Like who taught you ecom? Like you said, you went from the MLM to what? To flipping stuff. You said
Right.
that was
Yeah.
odd jobs. And then is that how you found Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, or like how did that timeline happen?
That's
Yeah,
a
well-
story.
Well, someone from from Enagic.
Okay.
Introduced us to our first mentor in e-commerce.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And from there, we just learned from him.
Okay.
Their stores.
Is your mentor like a big dude on social, like e-com space? Like, did you have to pay for this mentorship?
Yeah, I paid.
How much did you guys pay?
Paid like I think $1,000 back then.
Okay, I paid $500 for the first e-com mentorship I had.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was what I liked about mine was yours like a course or was it like a one-on-one or what was it?
Of course.
Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he helped us too a lot. So
Yeah,
he
I
did.
give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
That's good. Because the first one I did, I was like, I'm grateful, was because it wasn't a course. It was like a handhold method. Like, we would do like 3 calls a week, and then he would walk us through everything. And he only took on 10 students per month. And I was his very first like mentees, like the first group of mentees that he had.
Right.
So it was cool. Like, and I remember just like, and I'm sure you see this because you're in the coaching space. Like, it's nobody wants to talk about it, but like 80-90% of people fail.
Right. They don't want to work.
They don't
That's
want to
why.
work, and they all think it's going to be easy. But like out of the 10 students that he had, like I was the only one that actually continued to do it years down the road. Everybody else, I still follow them. They just like ended up going back to their jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like how do you combat that? Because obviously you're in the coaching space. Like what? If you don't want to talk about it, that's okay.
Oh, no, I can.
Yeah, because like it's like I feel like because I was in the coaching space, it's so hard to like promise people things, and not maybe the word promise isn't the word, but as soon they think it's all like unicorns and rainbows and it's so easy, and they think they're just gonna make money from not doing any work.
Right.
Like, do you see that happen? Do you see that happen with you?
Well, I've learned to just disattach.
Yeah.
I really can control people.
Yeah.
I mean, I can show up to my trainings and DM them all I want, but if they don't want to do the work, they won't.
Yeah.
So I just run with those who are running.
Okay.
And I feel like, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, because it
works like that, right?
You can't.
Yeah.
What do they say? You can you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Right.
And it's true. And like I've seen that in the coaching. That's honestly one of the reasons I decided to like get out of the whole, not just ecom, but coaching space in general. Technically, we're coaching now with social media stuff, but it's more like a done with you service. Not like you have to do the work on yourself. You as the person just has to show up and we'll do all the work. So it's a lot easier to fulfill our promises that way versus like, you know, I used to advertise, hey, we can get you to make $5-10 grand a month. And then they don't get to that, and then it's their fault, and they blame us. You said we can get you to 5,
right?
And I'm like, dude, like you didn't do any work.
Yeah,
It's just tricky, right?
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, dude. I respect you for staying in the game and being successful at it because I see a lot of your screenshots and stuff. It's good. Like your students seem like they, you know, really appreciate you guys. So it's good. It's hard to build a community like that because I've been there. We used to do like weekly value calls where it was like just random shit. It doesn't have to be ecom, but like we just created a community.
Yeah. I think it's just about having balance. Like you care for the person as a person, but it doesn't like you can't give your full dedication to their business. At the end of the day, it's their business. How far they want to take it is on them. Yeah. But I mean, we're still going to be there for them at the end of the day, you know, as people. As people, and just understanding that humans are humans. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is because you guys are obviously married and in business together. How do you guys balance that? Because me and my wife, we're both in business, but separate businesses because she loves running her own show and I love running mine. So we're like, and obviously seeing, like, I know couples of both like that where they either work together or they don't work together. Like you guys obviously seem to be very involved with everything. How do you separate like your relationship from the business? Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's, again, balance. Like we've learned to kind of figure out who's good at what. Because before we were trying so hard to be the same thing. Now it's like, okay, I know Lewis is the numbers guy. I'm more of the back end person. And I'm the one who runs the kids and the home, things like that. But I'm still very much involved with the business. Yeah. As far as like social media and stuff. But I think just finding our roles and running with that.
Plus, we've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
so.
we have 3 kids.
How old are they?
One's about to be 15. Then we got a 10-year-old, and then we got a 2-year-old. Oh my god,
and 2 dogs are big gaps. Yeah, dude, that's a lot. Yeah, 15. Damn, you guys have been married a while then. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm like, me and my wife, we're fairly young. I'm 28, and she's 26. We have 2 kids. We have a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old.
So busy.
Yeah. But
they don't sleep.
So I'll say no, I sleep. And here's why is me and Lexi, when the most recent kid, it was unexpected. We were not trying to get pregnant, and I was like, hey, look, like I'm doing this new business thing. We have to, like, I'm super fucking busy.
Right.
So like we sat down and we're like, okay, well, like with the first one, we kind of did like the 50-50 thing. And then when Roman was born, we're like, hey, like, I think we're gonna have to kind of take on these traditional roles because I have to go hunt, and you have to go take care of the kids.
Yeah.
So like, and people say that, like, no sleep, and then I always feel almost guilty because I know I'm getting all the sleep because like we sat down and we made our roles very clear. Hey, look, you're in mom mode and build your business as much as you can, but prioritize the kids.
Yeah.
Right. Prioritize the family, prioritize the kids. And if you can build your business, great. If you can't, who cares? Like we'll be fine with what I'm doing. And she's crushing it. She's a G. She's like running her business and still taking care of the kids. And like, and then I'll come to the office and like and some other dads are like saying that, like, oh, dude, the kids are like, I'm not getting no sleep. And I'm like, can't relate. But it's like, I think it's because, again, what you just said, it's like establishing roles and making very clear expectations of each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that one of the things I was asking, was it like that initially for you guys? Or did you guys all, because for the way that me and Lexi, we've talked about it, we're like, once they're a little bit older, we'll be able to kind of divvy up a little bit more. But right now it's like, I'm very heavy this side, she's very heavy that side.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning we had a lot of help.
Yeah.
So when we were building our network marketing company, we had our parents a lot
Mhm.
to help us. So, we just go hunt together.
Yeah.
I leave the kids at home. And then when we moved to Vegas, we had no help at all.
We had no
Yeah.
one. And then we got pregnant with our third one, which actually was planned.
Right.
We planned her.
Yeah.
So with us in the beginning, when our baby was a little smaller, it was more traditional, right? Meaning, oh, you take care of the kids and I do the work. But lately, though, she's been more free because our baby's bigger.
Yeah.
So now her role is more like, I'm going to take care of the kids.
Yeah.
And then my extra time, I'm gonna dump into our business.
Yeah.
Like back end stuff or marketing or whatever,
Yeah.
Right?
He's very much in the business, and I'm always like, he'll be in the office all day.
Yeah.
And I'll be like the one taking on the kids, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And then our 15-year-old, because she's older and really responsible, she helps a lot with the baby too.
Okay.
So
That makes sense. Yeah. I think that the biggest thing is, like you said at the beginning, you had your like parents help a lot.
mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to get my mom to move to Vegas right now for that reason, and not to be, and it is selfish. I'm like, Mom, I need you to like help us a little bit. But right now we moved to Vegas not knowing anybody. So we got here and it's just like us, right? Yeah. I think that's a huge help because right now if we had something like that, it would be so nice. But moving to a town where you don't know anybody,
Yeah.
it's nuts. Every time we want to do something, we're like, who's the babysitter?
Yeah, and it's hard
Yeah.
to trust people too.
Yeah.
Like we did get a nanny for a little while. And she was really good. She was Filipino, so
Yeah.
I loved her. But then she ended up getting a job, and so she couldn't be the nanny anymore.
Yeah.
So
do you see the roles that you guys have now kind of staying the same for a while? Because my thing is, which me and Lexi is like, we've said it right now, these are the roles, but they will change once the kids are a little bit older. Like once Roman's out of newborn stage, we'll probably do something different. But right now it's like,
right.
Why should we both suffer on sleep when one of us can suffer and then one of us can go hunt, right?
right.
So that's kind of our mindset. Where it's like, and I'm grateful for it because I'm obviously the one that's getting sleep. But I will say Roman's like starting to sleep through the night.
Oh, okay.
But like initially she took on all that. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, but we made it clear. It's like, this is temporary,
Yeah. I think we're doing good right now.
Yeah.
With the baby too. He does help me a lot as far as like he lets me have some time to myself. If he has, no meetings or anything, he'll be like, hey babe, go shopping or something. Go take some time off. I'll watch the baby. And
Yeah.
so
That's
works.
nice. Yeah, that's good. You guys both work from home then?
Yeah.
Fully? I cannot work from home. Like, I don't know how you guys do, how you do it. Like, even when I tried to do it, like I had like an obviously separate office and I would lock the door. And then next thing you know, like I would hear something or I'd want to go check the fridge or whatever. How do you like maintain focus when working from home? Because I hear this a lot where a lot of people cannot work from home. And I'm one of them. Like I'll sometimes even leave the office early and I'll take my laptop home. Like I'm just going to work from home. I don't work from home.
Oh.
Like if I'm here in the office, I can just like zone in, focus, not look at anything, just work. But as soon as like I'm home, I can't work. Like I don't know what it is. I can work a little bit, but like I can't do deep work. Like I can't go in and build systems. I can't go in and do meetings. I can't do it.
I think I like it better.
Really?
Yeah. I actually have a hard time like getting an office.
Do you
I thought
think
about
it's
getting an office already?
Yeah.
he
But
did.
I tend to go back to my home routine. So
Yeah.
Space. I guess it's just his comfort zone.
Do you think it's the fact that you said you're both a little introverted? Like maybe it's that?
Yeah.
You guys like
probably.
your own space?
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
He just, I don't know, maybe having me there too, like as his assistant.
You see, like with me, it's like I love my wife, but like I don't like her there when I'm working.
Mm.
Like when like we at one point we shared an office and we both agreed we're like we're not good at working together like in an office like we manage our rentals together. I would say it's like 80% her 20% me, and so we can work together, but like as far as being in the same space it's impossible because like I sometimes I'm very like polar, like what is it, bipolar, like sometimes I can work with music blasting, sometimes I need dead silence. And it's like I think it's just like a weird dynamic.
Yeah, it's finding your groove, you know, finding how you work.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would
There's
you
really
say?
no rule.
Why do you work well at home?
I don't know. Because I can just ask her to make me lunch. I can just go down to the kitchen to eat, I guess.
He likes convenience.
Yeah.
And I think that go back to his Filipino roots.
Yeah.
His mom was like very there for him all the time. So when I took on the role as his wife, I knew like, okay, Lewis likes to have his coffee in the morning. He likes to have his meals like right away.
Yeah.
When he's hungry, you gotta feed him. Like I just learned that.
Yeah.
Like he wants availability. He doesn't like things when they're messy or in control, I guess.
And plus, she's on my team right now, plus our VAs.
Yeah.
So I feel like until we really scale to a point where we need like more people, then maybe we'll get an office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we do get an office, it is because we have other people and I wouldn't want them like
In
going
your
to our
home.
house. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right now we have VAs and, housekeepers and gardeners and stuff,
Yeah.
nannies. But as I guess we scale bigger
Yeah.
and we need a space, then,
But like, do
Yes,
you
yes.
want to do that? Because like this is a big debate that I hear is like sometimes you don't you can make more money without scaling, right? Like so what if you say you enjoy being home? Why get to the point where you need an office? Just build it to where you can continue to live the life that you want to live, right? Because one of the things I see, I've heard you post is like, oh, I get to be around the kids or whatever, and that's great, right? That's cool. So it's like, do you want to scale, or do you want to make more money? Because there's a difference, I think.
want to make more with less overhead and less people as possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what's reality, right? Versus what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, we want to make more money for sure and scale.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess
it's a tough one, right?
I guess we're gonna avoid overhead and
As much as we can, yeah.
and more people as much as possible. But if we can't, then we just gotta do what.
Yeah, and that's one of the mistakes I think I made. Okay, I don't know if it's a mistake, but I think it was a learning lesson. Is like, dude, my overhead with the warehouse was like 10 grand, 15 grand a month. I was like, bro, forklifts and fucking pallets and shit, and I'm like employees, and I was like, dude, like it was all good. But it was like I had to make like 15 to 20K a month net to just not net or gross just to cover my expenses.
Right.
And I was like, bruh. I was like, it's rough. And then I found this media company. I brought the idea to Josh, and then I was like, okay, well, at least our overhead is like non-existent. It's $350 a month rent. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's like it's just it's a more scalable business with lower overhead.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you want us to live overseas too at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Because we can live anywhere. Like we can be in Bali, Philippines, Costa Rica.
That's so funny.
I love Japan.
Yeah.
I love Japan.
Are you waiting for the kids to get older or what?
So the thing is, my first daughter is actually Lewis's stepdaughter. So I have to wait till she gets older so I can legally take her out of the country.
Got it. That makes sense.
So if she wants to go.
Yeah.
So I got 3 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Because so I was in the military and I got out and I'm 100% disabled.
Oh,
so I get money,
well, thank
right?
You for your service.
Thank you. But the point was we almost moved to Cancun.
Oh, okay.
Because me and my wife, we got to Vegas and we're like, let's just set up roots and then we'll go. Because our plan was to settle in Vegas. So we moved here from Texas and we're like, let's get to Vegas. Let's like get a little place. And then let's just move to Cancun for like 6 months to a year just to live overseas just to live out of the country for a little while. We ended up getting to Vegas and getting stuck in like the hustle and like we're here, let's fucking grind. Like, and then we never did it, which I would say I regret a little bit because now it's like I know the people, but I also think if we had done that, I would have made different connections and relationships. And obviously, like I've only been here 2 years, and even like Josh has told me, or like some of my friends, like, dude, how have you only been 2 years and you're like so well connected? Like I'm like, I don't know, I just fucking put my face everywhere. I just started talking to people like. Like, yeah, and I think I paid for the All-Star shit with Pineda. And then that introduced me to Sean Bob. Sean Bob introduced me to Josh, and now here we are. And it's like crazy. It's like, dude.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've only been here 4 years.
When you guys got here, like what did you when you guys got to a city, Vegas, without knowing anybody, what did you guys do to meet people? Like, how did you get connected out here?
Talk.
Yeah.
That's really it, right? You gotta just meet people, shake hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring value to people, connect people together,
Yeah.
and just be a nice person. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Social media too help a lot.
Yeah, just going to a lot of events too.
Like networking events.
Networking. I think you became really good friends with your barber, with
right?
Bobby. Yeah.
Then
Ron.
Yeah, Ron was our.
Yeah.
You know, a good friend from.
I see you guys hang out a lot. Yeah, Ron. I just had him on here last week.
Yeah,
so.
we saw that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. And he shot his first episode of his pod. So he was here, and then he's like, oh, I want to shoot my podcast. I was like, you want to just do 2 mini podcasts? So at the 30-minute mark, we switched it up, and he had me on his podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So then it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And it's crazy because I think like in LA, we never would have made connections like that.
Yeah.
Because we were so we're used to our circle of friends, and we never really ventured out into meeting new people. So Vegas kind of made us make friends.
Yeah.
Made us learn how to create friends.
Because you guys are born there and raised there, right? Yeah. We almost moved so when we were figuring out where we wanted to move, it was either LA or Vegas. Part of me still wanted to go to LA because I was like, there's more opportunity. Like let's just fucking make it sounds dumb, but like make our expenses so high that we have to freaking succeed.
Oh.
You know, like there's a quote that I heard. It's like, just move where it's expensive to live and you'll make the money.
Yeah.
Like if you have it in you, you'll make it. And that was my mindset. I was like, if we go, I'll fucking make it. Like we'll be fine. But then obviously I was making internet money and I was like, I don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
so I moved to we picked Vegas because Vegas is an hour flight to anywhere we need to get in California. It's an hour flight to Sacramento. It's an hour flight to fucking San Diego and LA. It was perfect.
I would never move back to LA.
Yeah.
It's just
what part of LA did you guys live in?
Well, he lived in LA, and then we moved to the Valley, and I was originally from the Valley. But it's just gotten really bad as far as like the homelessness is really bad.
Yeah.
The schools are really bad.
Traffic,
the anxiety, and it's sad because we see our friends who are successful and they can't even get a house right now. Like they can't afford it.
That's where I was like, I wanted to move like into the heart of the city. Like I was like, I want to move like maybe like West Hollywood or like like I was like, and we could have in my head I told you I'm 100% disabled, so I was like, even if I was like at least our rent is covered because I get like $4,500 a month for the rest of my life, which will covers my expenses. I was like, we can go fucking rent a nice little 2-bedroom condo, like at least that will be covered. All we have to do is work for food and survive.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, dude, we should do that. Like, and then I don't know what it was, but me and Lexi were having not a debate. It was more of a conversation because I was leaning LA and then I dropped the Vegas idea. You know why I thought Vegas is because Graham Stephan dropped the video. Like I moved to Vegas from LA, and then that's what gave me the Vegas idea. And then somehow I ended up here, and then we talked about it and we chose Vegas. But
it's just easier to move out here. That's why. It's easier to like move around, meet people. Your meetings. Easier. I mean, we're here in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If you had a meeting in LA, it's gonna be an hour.
An hour.
Yep.
An hour back.
Yeah.
Everyone yelling at you in the cars.
Dude,
it's just easier to like move around. I feel.
Yeah, because it was like I got here and it was like way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like I was like, I thought it was gonna be cool. Like I was like, oh, Vegas sounds cool, but like there's so much more to Vegas than just a strip, and people think it's just a strip.
Yeah,
like it's like even the mountains. Like we have like I think it's like the second most popular. Like I don't do this, but like rock climbing place in the world. Like there's mountain biking. There's freaking like for my stuff that I'm a pilot. Like I can go fly North Vegas Airport. Like there's a bunch of shit.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I just feel like Vegas is, I don't think it's slept on anymore. I think it was.
Oh yeah, people
and now it's
it's becoming bigger and bigger.
Yeah, now it's just fucking like, it's funny because when people ask me where I'm from, I'm like, in California. Yeah, because they're like calling us the California transplants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I fucking
invaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Invaded, yeah.
And I live where all the fucking Californians live, as I moved to Summerlin, and it's literally like all Californians, which is funny. It's
really?
it's like I would say like 80% Californians live in Summerlin.
We were gonna move to Summerlin, but then
what part do you guys live in?
Green Valley Ranch.
Okay, so you guys are it only took you 20 minutes to get out here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's
so
good.
and it's a good area. It's nice.
Yeah. So with you being obviously primarily in the e-com space via online business stuff, are you guys taking any of that money and investing in real estate? Because obviously you're around a lot of us real estate investors. You guys have rentals, or what are you guys investing in?
Not yet.
Planning.
Well, we're working with Ron.
Okay.
With different ideas, so whatever he says, we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Ron. Yeah.
No
But
pressure,
I'm
Ron,
assuming
no
you guys
pressure.
just own your primary then?
Actually, we still rent.
Still renting. Okay.
Yeah, because we learned from Grant Cardone, like
Rent where you live. Yeah.
rent where you live and then invest in your business.
Yeah.
And we just always found it like, okay, we're gonna spend at least as much on our home,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna invest all that we make into our business, and that's what
Yeah.
has worked for us. And I know we get a lot of heat for it, but
Yeah.
you know what? When we
You got to do what's right for you right now.
yeah, we got to do. And our daughter's in private school.
Yeah.
Like we have 3 kids that we have to invest into. So everything is like investing for us.
Yeah. For me, it was like the same because initially I was throwing all of my ecom money once like I was doing good in it all into fucking real estate. So we bought we have 2 houses in Texas. We have our 2 condos in Vegas, and then we actually bought our primary, right? But here's the crazy part is I remember hearing that like the rent where you live, and I was like, well, if I move out of this house, I could freaking pad split it. I could cash flow it way more. I ended up moving out of that house, and now we just we rented a condo in Summerlin. So now we're renting where we live, but we have all these rentals, and the rentals are like more than covering our rent.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, like it's just, and the primary that I was living in, my mortgage was like $5,000. I moved out of it, and now that house, it's on 1.5 acres. So like I
Nice.
rent out the backyard for storage, and then the house I pad split it. It spits out like $10,000 a month. So I'm cash
Right.
flowing like $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm
it
like,
makes
dude,
sense.
what the fuck? It makes way more sense to just like go rent and then rent out my primary.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
and we're
yeah.
getting like different opinions, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to like decide. But
Yeah.
I think we're leaning more towards we should buy rentals.
Yeah.
That way we get cash flow.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
for
just here in
sure.
the US too. I mean, I can buy overseas too. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, my buddy, I don't know if you know Paulo. He's Filipino too. He's here and he's like a real estate investor, but he buys hostels.
Mhm.
He has a hostels
Oh.
in the Philippines,
Right.
and
Wow.
they crush. And he's like, dude, they do so good. And he moves there every winter, and he goes and runs his hostels,
Right.
and it's so cool. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can buy hotels, you can buy like
Condos.
condos
Yeah.
in the city, condos in
Yeah.
near the ocean.
one thing I
There's
want
so
to
many
buy is
places.
Tulum.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
Tulum just
is
got
nice.
their international airport just opened, so now you can fly
Oh.
directly to Tulum. No, you don't have to go to Cancun first. And dude, Tulum's gonna blow up. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
but you can't finance shit. You have to buy cash. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And the starting range is like 250s for like a nice little condo.
That's not
Mm.
bad.
But you'll make a fucking shit ton. You make a nice return out there.
Oh
Alright.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tulum's
Rentals?
nice.
Oh yeah.
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 So that's my next play is I want to buy something like in Mexico or something. But we'll see.
Right.
But yeah. But
International
definitely.
real estate is good, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good
yeah,
idea too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just reaffirm what you said. Is like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna live where I'm not gonna. What's the thing you just said?
Rent where you live.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm going to rent where I live and just keep investing in real estate, but not where I live.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, I don't want to fix my own toilet. Just call the landlord.
Right, but what's the but how do you feel about the opposite argument? Like, oh, you're
Yeah.
paying rent anyway. You're like,
Yes and no, because I mean, so I think it depends on the market. Because right now, to buy the place where I'm living, it would cost me about $120,000 down, and my mortgage would be like $5,000.
right.
When I could just live there for $2,700 a month and save the other. And as long as you invest that difference, which I am, I'm like, I can just visually pretend that I'm paying $5,000 a month and invest that other $2,500 into something that's going to give me a better return. Then it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's my mindset, because I'm like, I could go buy this condo right now, put 120 down, $120,000 out of pocket that I will not see. It's tied up in this house.
Right.
And then my mortgage is $45,000 to $5,000 a month for the same exact condo that I could just rent for $2,700 a month.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
That's how we feel too.
Because our rent is actually $1,900.
That's
so,
pretty
and
good.
we have a 4-bedroom house. So
That's
like
really cheap.
2,200 square feet. So I'm like,
How is it that cheap right now? And have you
Because
been there for a
we're-
while?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also friends with the landlord, so
Yeah.
Okay. It's
So-
Ron's house. I'm sorry.
No. So it's really hard to leave that and then like
Oh.
look at a mortgage for like 4,000.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can say, yeah, it's our house and everything like that. But we could be saving all of that and using it towards our business.
Or invest in some
Investing
other,
in
or invest in another,
real
market
estate,
in real
yeah.
estate deal. Yeah.
Investing into our brand and in our business right now is like spitting out like greater ROI.
Yeah.
So why would we
Yeah.
like
Why would we
invest
do
less
that to ourselves, basically?
Yeah.
I know. It's
There's arguments on both sides, and I
Yeah.
hear what you're saying, because I was there at one point too. But then I'm like, once I started making like good money, I was like, okay, let me just pretend it doesn't exist and go park it. Just go park it. Because I'm like, the sooner that I buy something, I know that in 25 years, 30 years, it'll just be paid off. Because I don't, and people will tell me that I'm dumb because I have like a shit ton of equity in some properties. And they're like, you should refinance it and fucking get the money out or pull a HELOC and go invest that. But like, yeah, but I don't need that money right now. And I just want to pretend it doesn't exist and just let it do it.
You're playing the long term.
Yeah, you're playing the long term game.
Because I'm like, I think if I was like single and had no kids, and I would be way more risk heavy. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we learned too. Like, you just got to be self aware.
And we have 3 kids, so we have to think about everything, every move we make.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh yeah, let's just get up and move right now.
Yeah.
But
I think it's easier when they're young, which people say that I'm wrong. I've been told that. I think right now, like with the whole us moving out of the primary, it was easy because I wouldn't say it was easy, but it's easier than if they're older.
Yeah,
he's 3 years old. He doesn't know difference.
He doesn't care.
He's like Dad.
He just wants you guys there. Yeah.
So we're like, let's just move around now and sacrifice now and not be stable.
Right.
But I was like, who cares? Like, let's just pick up and move. And then the house we just rented, or the condo, it's furnished. So we just showed up with our clothes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was like, I don't want to deal with moving shit. I don't want to deal with any of that. And we left all the furniture. Like but we left all the furniture in the old house because we had splitted it. So we're like, okay, and now we don't own anything. We just have the clothes on our back and we're renting it a furnished condo.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
because cash flow is, I think, very important.
Yeah,
especially when you have kids, because the overhead's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's what, these kids are crazy.
Yeah. They have no idea.
So I don't care about people's opinions. Like, I mean, to me, it's
what's best for you right now.
The cash flow is important to us right now. So.
Yeah.
Freaking speaking, I was like, do your kids do sports by any chance?
Our daughter just got on her basketball team, so she's going to games, all that. Our son is in Taekwondo. He's about to be black belt, and then, the baby, she goes to the gym with us. She's in daycare.
Freaking Ryder just starts hockey January.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just like, oh wow, like that went by quick. Like, when did you turn 3?
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh shit, I chose the most expensive sport. If you look up like how expensive, like most expensive sports for kids, hockey's number 1. And I'm like, why did I choose hockey?
Because you gotta get the skates, you gotta get everything.
Oh
yeah. Sports are expensive.
Plus, if they take it serious to go out of state.
Yeah, we went out of state for our son. We went to Oregon.
Yeah.
I think they're going to Texas this year, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. It's like I know I have a little bit of like, not resentment, but like my parents growing up didn't go to any of my sporting events. It just wasn't like a Mexican thing. I don't know. Like they just like, oh, have fun, and they didn't mean bad, but they didn't go like watch me.
It's not in the culture.
Yeah. And now I'm just like, I always know that I would see my friends and their parents being there. And I'm like, I always wanted that. So now I'm just like, okay, I have my kids. I ain't missing shit. I was like, I'm at every fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, it's good and bad because I'm like, oh fuck, that means that I got to get this shit on autopilot by like the time he's 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
So I'm like,
that's why.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's why I kind of got out of which I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I failed, which I did, but it was a lesson, the whole warehouse thing, because I was like, well, fuck, I failed, but I learned, took a lot of lessons from it, and here we are. So it's like, and I didn't lose money. Maybe I did. I didn't lose money that I needed, but it was like I lost more, I think, time. Right, because it was just like it was a year of fucking like trying to do things and learning, and then
but that's life. I think you're always gonna fail at things, and then you learn from it and you grow from it.
One of the things that I struggle with is like always feeling like I'm not behind, and I'm like, because I'm 28 and I'm like, fuck, I want to be 30. And I'm like,
how old are we, babe? Tell them how old we are.
37.
37.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
I told you this, remember?
I think we've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
You got time, bro. You got time.
What were you doing at 28, my age? What were you guys doing?
Wasting time, partying, getting drunk every weekend.
We had just had little Lewis.
Okay.
And Lewis was still partying and being Lewis. And
really?
Yeah, he didn't grow up, I think, until 30.
33.
So
you've really only been like taking this business thing seriously since 33?
I would say so.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
That's and if you look at the track record, that's when it actually blew up.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
he took it
Because of this
serious.
because you took it
mindset.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we were younger, we were kind of like, I don't know. I think we had a lot of doubt in our heads, and we had a lot of people around us. That was the good thing about moving away from LA too, is a lot of people were creating doubt. Like all his Filipino side were still telling him like, oh, you need to go back to nursing school. You need to become a doctor. And then my side, I mean, they're a little bit more supportive, but my white side was always like telling me, oh, why are you guys doing that? You guys, I don't know. They just always made me feel bad.
Yeah, it's like network marketing, like
Scammers.
Yeah, I think
things
that
like
just
that.
comes with like the immigrant stuff. Because like my parents were the same. They were like, I went to college. I did that. I got my bachelor's degree. And the funny thing is, I feel like I went to college to party because I changed my major 5 times. I ended up with a degree in Spanish, which is a language I already spoke. So I literally will never use my degree, at least for money. And it was just my mom, when I told them like, hey, I'm doing this business thing. My parents were very like, don't go do it. It's too risky. You're going to freaking fail. Not fail. They were saying it's just, it's very unlikely that you'll succeed, blah, blah. And then, yeah, you just got to go do it.
Yeah.
You just do it. And once you do it, and the sad part, and maybe you guys can like relate, is once they see that it's working, they're like so supportive.
Yeah.
Like once they see that, oh shit, it's working. Oh wow, we never doubted you once.
I think we got a lot of support though, right?
I think, yeah, my parents were very supportive. His mom was very supportive.
Yeah.
As far as our other outside family, I would say like my white side, no.
Yeah.
They're still very like, they talk a lot of crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when we started doing Amazon, they're like, started putting on social media, no one buy from Amazon because Amazon's scam and everything. I'm like,
Amazon's
okay.
$1 billion company, you guys.
Wait. They were saying don't buy from Amazon?
yeah. So they were like telling their friends, don't buy from Amazon.
Because you guys were sellers on it.
Yeah. Basically.
That's stupid as fuck.
I know. But it's like
that's dumb.
I know. It is.
And I guarantee you, since they've said that, they've bought stuff from Amazon.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm doing it. It's like, oh, so my cousin has like a master's in teaching and her husband's a doctor.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am calling them out. Whatever. I don't care. Because of that, because I didn't go to college and I didn't graduate, I'm always beneath them.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can she be successful? Because we're supposed to be more successful than her.
I think it's just people's egos. I mean, but I think it's good to have an ego, but I think you need to know how to tame it. Because I think I have a fucking ego. Like I think I'm the shit,
Yeah, that's great. We can all be the shit.
Yeah, but it's just like knowing just because you need an ego boost doesn't mean like you need to put people down almost. It's
like support each other. Why can't we all just support each other?
Yeah. And it's like, and that's one of the things I like to hear is like a formal education doesn't mean shit.
No.
Like it literally doesn't mean anything. Like fucking people that I know, some of my business partners were like high school dropout. I will say I went all the way. I got my bachelor's degree. Cool. But most of my like successful friends, some of them are like fucking high school dropouts. Some of them are like fucking, middle school dropouts. They just stopped. Yeah. So it's like, I think it's just like, and I don't know if people can learn this. I always have thought that you either got it or you don't. Like as far as like the gritty, like having grit and just like knowing just to maybe not quit, but like having that determination. And sometimes it's like a fucking light switch. Like you're saying, you're partying until you're 33. Something triggered your fucking brain. I don't know what it is, but like maybe but like something happened that you're like, oh fuck. And like, and when that happens, I think when the earlier that happens in your life, I think the better. But it's like everybody's on their own timeline or whatever. But it's like, I feel like for me, it happened very young. Like I'll tell you how it happened to me, and then maybe we can go into yours. It's like, dude, my dad lost his leg in high school, and fucking we were middle class or whatever, and then with no income. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta quit sports and go get a job and give my mom my paychecks, whatever. But like that's like the oh fuck moment. I never want to be broke again, And then it's like it kind of puts your back against the wall. And then I ended up going to college and shit, and it was fine. But then it's like you still have that like triggering moment in your life, What was it for you? Like seeing your kids get older, or like what happened?
I just woke up and I'm like, shit, I'm 33. I'm still not getting traction. I gotta make it happen.
I think it honestly started when I got pregnant with Lewis, and then his sister passed away the same week.
Oh wow.
Well, that was 2013 though.
So but I think that's when
that's like one
thing that happened, that's when I started seeing a little change. But then 33, like after a couple of years, then it really hit you. But that's when the first initial happened. Because his sister, well, you can
Oh yeah, she passed away in 2013 from cancer.
Okay.
And she was 23.
Wow.
So I figured, wow, like I thought she was gonna be with me till we're 80, and then just like that, she passed away.
Damn.
So it just kind of woke me up. And then 2 years later, that's when we quit our job. We just said, fuck it, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I don't knock on wood, but like, cancer has not affected my family. Like, I have grandmas who are old, and none of us have ever had cancer. And the older you get, obviously your network gets bigger. And now I have so many friends who have experienced some of cancer in their life and like their family, and it's scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, like. Sean Bob, one of my good friends, like his daughter just obviously had cancer. She just got done with chemo. Like Josh, his wife just beat breast cancer like a year and a half ago or something like that.
Wow.
Like fucking, you just told me this. It's like, and it's just like, dude, this is real, you know? Like I thought like growing up, I wouldn't say I knew it was real, but I had never experienced it firsthand.
Right.
And like now I know this little girl who has cancer, and I'm like, holy fuck. You know?
Yeah.
It's a trip. So now I'm always like not scared because I don't want to live my life in fear, but like I'm just like
aware of it.
Should I go get checked out? Like, am I good? Like I'm like more conscious of like what I'm eating sometimes now, because I'm like, fuck, I don't want like, what is it, colon cancer? It's like just a lot of it's just the bullshit that America feeds us.
Oh yeah. We started buying a whole organic beef from Missouri. So we have a farmer now who brings us, and we have our separate freezer in the garage.
Yeah.
And we have like, how many pounds of beef do we have?
A lot.
Like
hundreds of
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to do is because we're renting, like I just told you, so it's not that big. It's like 1,900 square feet because we only have the 2 kids. We're like, I'm thinking about buying a cow.
Oh yeah.
Because you could just buy a cow, have it butchered, and freeze it up. Is that what you guys did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
What does that cost? Because that's a random. That would be a good quick clip.
Depends how big of a cow, I guess, or what. Like we got half of a cow, right? We bought half.
I don't even know. I think over half.
So you bought half of a cow and had it butchered and cut up and froze. How much did that cost you?
I think like less than 2,000 or something.
2,000.
And it's meat for how long?
A year.
Damn, I need to do that.
Yeah, it's really good. The beef is really good.
And you get a bunch of ground beef, like a bunch of cuts, a bunch of
like prime steak.
If you guys know our farmer, I mean,
and he'll send it out here.
He drives here. He he has a truck.
And he'll bring it all frozen, just deliver it to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For $2,000.
Like $2,000.
I think I probably spend more than that just going every day.
That's right. So you save money, and then you're eating like organic beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's grass fed.
Grass fed. Yeah.
Bro, can you guys actually connect me after this?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll start the new year off with buying half a cow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's something I've been more conscious of recently. And I will say I'm still guilty of like sometimes I'll eat fast food here and there and like, but I'm just like thinking about it more because I'm like, dude, like, sorry, this might be TMI. Like sometimes I'll like have some really bad gas and I'm like, am I good? Should I go get checked out? And it's like now I'm like scared almost, like is something wrong with me? Because now I've actually seen it firsthand.
I think the older you get, the older we've gotten, we've noticed our bodies are changing so much, and we really have to pay attention to what we're putting in it.
Yeah. And then biohacking is getting so popular right now, like you know, cold plunging and saunas and all this stuff. I just bought a cold plunge because I'm like, I want to live to 100 or whatever, you know, because I'm like, obviously, but I will say I'm grateful that I had my kids young because like I know that when my kids are 20s, I'll be fucking in my 40s. I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
And that's one thing my mom, I'm really grateful for is like she had me really young. My mom had me at 17. Okay. So my mom's only 46 right now. I'm like, dude, my mom's like, my mom has her whole life ahead of her and she has like grandkids already.
Yeah.
So like she actually gets to like have a life with them.
Yeah.
Versus like, I know some of my friends like that are my exact age where their grandparents are like 80s, 90s.
Right.
And it's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying like, obviously, you know, they're not going to live forever. And it's like, I know that my kids get a long life with their grandma.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of cool. It's a cool, so I'm glad that I had mine young. Cause if my kids have kids in their 20s, then I'll be 40s, 50s when I'm a grandpa.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll be like, and sometimes people give you shit like you shouldn't have kids young and like blah blah. Shut the fuck up, you know.
It's like whenever you want to have them.
Yeah, opinions. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, You guys got anything else you guys want to talk about? That was good. I like that we went into not business stuff. I always like talking about the random shit. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else.
Where can people find you guys on Instagram or anywhere? You guys want to plug anything? Yeah.
What do you want to plug in?
No, just follow me on Instagram if you like me. LUISBOLINAO. So LUISBOLINAO.
And I'm Veronique Bolinow. It's VERONIQUE Bolinow BOLINAO.
Wait, that's not your Instagram though.
It's not. What
it's
is
Veronique
it?
Rose.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Veronique Rose.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Winners Only.